Hi, my name is Crystal Wooldridge, and I am doing my culture competence reflection video for my EDU 330 class with Professor Thompson. The first question is, what does it mean to be a culturally competent educator? I watched a few videos on this and I jotted down some notes, and some of those notes were to be ethical, the ethical responsibility to deeply understand the people that you work with, the young students that you teach, and knowing the families of these kids, the neighborhood, and the variety of challenges and opportunities that these kids have based on their community. Another thing is you get to know the community so much better first when you're hands-on. Their opportunities they learn from others. Having a certain context that honors your students' just culture, their way of looking at the world, their values, having an environment that is safe for them. You want your kids to feel safe and that they can talk to you about anything, and they can be open about their beliefs and their views, and know that nobody's going to be able to make fun of them or degrade them in any sort of way. And one of the words that I took from my social justice key terminology was competence. This is the ability to do something efficient and successfully. And this works when you know everything you can about the students in your classroom. And teaching them this will make your classroom run so much smoother, and they'll respect you. The second question is, where do you see yourself on the cultural competence continuum chart? And I would say that I am the cultural pre-competence. And this is the desire to deliver quality services and a commitment to diversity, but also lacking some information on how to maximize the capabilities. The second part of this was to support your placement on the continuum chart with your position regarding specific controversial culturally based issues that affect K through 12 students. And, it's so difficult because there's so many things that can affect it. And just dealing with things as they come is probably the best way. We have so many different, our school is so diverse. We're mainly Hispanic and Mexicans and whites. And the belief system is a little bit different, and so just learning, understanding where the kid's coming from, and doing the best you can to make them feel like their voice is heard is basically all you can do. The next question is, what will take for you to get to the next step or to deepen your cultural competence, including understanding your own personal bias, teaching in a diverse classroom, and implementing strategies for ensuring a safe and supportive classroom for all your students. And this, for me, to get to the next step, I need to become even more culturally diverse. The next step after that is to have cultural competence. This is where acceptance and respect for difference of continuing self-assessment, careful attention to the dynamics of continuous expansion of knowledge and resources, and adaptations of services to better meet the needs of diverse populations. Just making sure I learn every student, from parents to home life, communities they live in, culture, etc. The more you talk to your students, the more you learn what kind of people they are and how they think. I will make sure my students have respect for each other and themselves and their beliefs. Having the students work together on an assignment can help with this. That way they become more aware of each individual in the classroom. They're comfortable, they learn, I work well with these people, and they learn how to adapt to situations that might come up. The most important is making sure that they feel safe, though. I work with several different types of students, and I know from experience that if a student does not feel safe with a teacher, they don't respect the teacher, they will not do anything that you ask them to do. So building that relationship is huge, and making them feel safe is the number one. That will help, number one. The next question is, what are some specific research and readings, tools, resources, or trainings you might use to further your cultural competence as an educator? Well, I found a list of books that could be read. One of them is Can We Talk About Race? Another one is Half and Half, writes on growing up biracial and bicultural. Yellow Race is American Beyond Black and White, or just a few. There is a website, aamc.org, that has a TACCT training, which stands for Tools for Assessing Cultural Competence Training. They have PDFs and Excel sheets to look at with bibliographies. And I found another website, which is samhsa.gov, that has a few lists that have programs with manuals. Lastly, just getting out and getting to know the community and the people in it. Going to sporting events, going to, church. There's so many different things that you can do within your community to make yourself aware. Researching, talking to other individuals, talking to the students. They will tell you everything you need to know and more. They always do that. Number 5 is, what will it look like to have cultural inclusivity in your future classroom? Having a classroom with cultural inclusivity would be so fun. Having the kids learn about different cultures, how different cultures speak, how they celebrate holidays, birthdays, what types of foods they eat. There's so many different things you can utilize for your future classroom. Having the kids learn about their own culture, but listening to other kids talk about their culture will make them feel more comfortable and to be able to express themselves. Last question, how will you ensure you are respecting students as individuals with differing personal backgrounds and various skills, abilities, perspectives, talents, and interests that do not align in your spiritual beliefs or morals? First thing I would do is have a paper for them to fill out. This will be done at the beginning of every school year, and every few months we'll redo it. Some of the things that will be listed, will be their name, their favorite subject, how old they are, what they want to do with their life, brothers and sisters, animals, favorite things to do on the weekends, favorite food, favorite anything that you can come up with. Just a get to know you information sheet. We will also have an open discussion about subjects as long as the students remain respectful. As soon as that line is crossed, there's going to be rules and consequences put in place that if it starts to get out of hand, certain steps will be done to handle the situation. As soon as someone is disrespectful, it's done. I will want to meet with every student weekly and make sure I'm doing what I need to be done, make sure they're doing what they need to get done, and see if they have any questions and so forth. Lastly, make my classroom a safe zone. And I've said that in so many questions, my answers, because it is so important. I want my kids to feel comfortable and feel safe and know that they can talk to me and the other students in the class aren't going to judge them or say anything negatively towards them, because that's just not how it's not going to roll in my classroom. But thank you so much for listening to me. Have a great rest of your day.